Today, when we have all those great games with unique, extraordinary, amazing art style, it's very hard to find titles that give you that, that wow effect. But guys, trust me, when I first saw Mortal Sin, it was wow. And that's why I'm super excited to speak with Nicola, the developer of Mortal Sin. How are you?
Hi, Lucas. I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on.
The pleasure is mine. So let's talk about Mortal Sin. The game just looks amazing. It has something unique in this art style. And how do you call this art style? And how did you come up with it?
So basically, the art is kind of a mix of a lot of different influences I've had. A lot of it is graphic novels, especially one in particular, which I think people recognize as Berserk. So that's a huge influence on me. And then also, my love for music. So there's a lot of metal album covers and album covers which feature like a very monochromatic art style. It's usually like red and black or something like that. And so my whole idea was kind of looking at these things and wondering, instead of having this just be the promo and then, let's say the movie or whatever it is something completely different. What if that literally is the style that, you have in the game? So I kind of worked off of that. I used some album covers as inspiration. And then I also added my own touch with, some extra colors and whatnot, because it is also a game at the end of the day. And I want it to be readable. I want it to be functional. So that's where the blue came from, for example. It's not just red and black. It's got blue for the characters and then some other colors sprinkled in there because I want it to be readable as an action game as well. The game, it doesn't really have, a classic story you would find in some games where, A happens, then B happens, then C happens. I want the player to kind of experience a certain feeling. That's my main objective. And so the whole kind of premise of the game is you're fighting your own inner demons, both literally and kind of figuratively as well. So, the character never knows, the player is a blank slate, basically. You put onto it whatever comes from yourself. And I want people to feel that struggle, of dying over and over again, learning, improving, and then overcoming their demons, their obstacles in front of them. And this is kind of enforced by, there's like a god creature in the game that's kind of speaking to you every time you die, and it'll kind of, try to almost like reveal something about yourself. And then it's very personal, but I want people to interpret it, in a way. It's going to affect everybody differently, essentially. So I don't want to, put my own impression of, exactly what the story is, but I want people to feel that they're struggling to overcome something, that they're battling their own inner demons, and eventually they might find that they're, one with the voice that's been speaking to them. So it's a very personal thing, kind of manifests in this external, gory, flashy combat and all that. But that's the premise of it. It's internal struggle and resolve in the face of adversity. So I want people to play the game with an open mind. It's something I put a lot of time and passion into. One thing that frustrates me about a lot of games these days is they prioritize things that aren't the direct player experience. And that's something I put a lot of effort into my game. You start my game, you will be in there killing monsters in less than 30 seconds. There's no long drawn-out tutorial, no cutscenes or anything like that. So that's something I put a lot of effort into to make it very streamlined and easy to pick up. And then I would say, be patient with the game, delve into it, really immerse yourself, and you will be rewarded in more ways than you might realize, because the game, it's constantly expanding the more you play it. So, each time you die, you might unlock something that will affect future runs. Like all of a sudden, maybe you have secret portals that are going to be in the next, runs you do. So with that, and on top of just the fact that all the levels are completely randomized, each run will feel unique. So I just encourage people, persist, keep trying. You'll be rewarded for it. The game will keep opening up. You'll get better at it, and it's just going to be a better and better experience.
Oh, it's great to see you, and I see a dog. You have a dog.
Maybe she'll feature. She'll talk on my behalf. She's talking right now. She's saying something.